This is Pearl, and today I'm going to read Little Pilgrim's Progress, Chapter 32, The Valley of Peace. The two boys were obliged to travel very slowly that day on account of Christian's weakness. "Where shall we sleep?" said Hopeful. "You cannot walk all night, and it will not be safe to lie down by the wayside." "Perhaps there is another house like the Palace Beautiful," replied Christian. "I was happy there. You cannot think how kind Discretion and her daughters were to me." Then Hopeful began to ask questions about them, and Christian tried to tell him of all that he had seen and heard at the palace. But the little pilgrim's strength was failing after the day's journey. He soon became too tired to speak, and could scarcely walk, even with the help of Hopeful's arm. Hopeful was kind and gentle, and did all that he could to cheer his weary little companion. But he began to feel very anxious when he saw that Christian's face was growing paler and paler every minute. "If only we could find a place to rest in," he thought, and as the evening shadows closed round the pathway, he strained his eyes eagerly, in the hope of seeing some distant light, which would tell him that they were coming near to a house where they might stay until the morning. But no light appeared, and presently the night came on, and still the little pilgrims crept slowly along, for Christian would not be persuaded to lie down upon the grass, although Hopeful promised to watch carefully by his side. "We will go on," he said. "I don't think the king will forget us. He knows how tired we are, and he will be sure to give us rest soon." And now the stars began to twinkle in the dark sky, and the moon rose over the hills and shed her pure soft light upon the way of the king. As Hopeful looked forward, he saw that the pathway was widening, and that a broad river was flowing in the distance. "We are coming to a beautiful country," he exclaimed. "Look, Christian, the river is close to the wayside, and the path must lead through that meadow, which is all fenced in and safe." Christian looked, and the sight of the river and the hope of resting revived him a little. In a short time they reached the brink of the water, and found that Hopeful was right. The way of the king ran close to the river, which was called the River of Life, and the ground on both sides of it was protected by strong fences, forming a beautiful meadow, covered with soft grass and flowers, and shaded by tall spreading trees, under whose boughs the king's pilgrims might rest safely and have no fear of enemies. How thankful Christian was to lay his aching little body upon a mossy bank. Hopeful sat by him, and watched the moonlight playing peacefully upon the rippling water. Soon he clasped Christian's hand, saying, "The wicked prince never comes here." "Oh no," said Christian, "I am sure he does not. It is all so still and happy." The little pilgrims lay down side by side, and slept quietly until the morning. When the sun rose, a messenger came to them from the king. "This is the Valley of Peace," he said. "You are to stay for a few days until Christian grows strong again. You will find plenty of food, for the trees are full of fruit, and you must drink the water of the river, which will strengthen and refresh you." So the boys spent a whole week in the beautiful valley, resting and enjoying their life more and more every day. Christian was not afraid to loosen his armor in this quiet spot, and he would sit by the river, leaning comfortably against the trunk of some wide-spreading tree, while Hopeful lay on the grass near him, plucking flowers or gathering up the delicious fruit, which was now ripe and falling from the heavily laden boughs. After all Christian's troubles, the Valley of Peace seemed pleasant. Soon the color came back to his cheeks and the strength to his limbs, and he felt able to continue his journey. "I don't think we are very far from the celestial city," he said, "and I shall be so glad when we get there. After this good rest, we shall be able to travel faster."